Hello, Degens! Welcome to Degenerate Takes. I am the Brofect1 AJ. I don't know why I decided to go with a French accent. That was fucking awful. I'm the Brofect1 AJ. Joining me as always. Bailed out of that one fast. Like, as it was coming out of my mouth, I was like, this is fucking awful, but
Well, I'm glad you didn't continue it any farther.
hey, shit happens. What do you want me to do? I'm the Brofect1 AJ. That's the Money Train. Man with the numbers, sportsbook whisperer, college basketball guru, daddy of the diamond. All hail the king of the links, Mr. Noah Engelbretson. Noah, college basketball is in full swing, and we haven't talked about it yet, bro. I'm kind of disappointed in us.
It is. I was gonna say we're 12 weeks in, and we've hardly discussed it on air.
Hardly.
I know we discuss it between the two of us off air plenty, but yeah. Why are we ignoring college basketball so
I
much?
don't think we're ignoring it, Noah. I think,
Football's
unfortunately,
consumed us too much. Football, I mean, between college and NFL, yeah, it's been very
it's been a
consuming. But
and yeah, it's
hey,
been a busy NFL season this like end of this season. So I give us a pass there. We both have girlfriends now. We both have girlfriends, and I think they would be pissed off if we were just talking about college basketball for 5 hours a night. So,
well, I do that anyways, but
and yeah, but we both know they don't listen. So,
well, maybe a little bit, in my case. I don't know.
a little bit, a little bit. I will say, last time I was watching college ball, my girlfriend came out and said, "Wow, aren't they supposed to be kicking their ass?" And I was like, "Yep." And she asked me, "You didn't bet on them, did you?" And I was like, "Yeah, bet I did." Shout out KU for losing all my money. Dude, what the hell is going on with that? Okay, like, what happened to this Jayhawks team? Because this Dick kid, I mean, he seems like a half decent player, but he's got a very punchable face and a
Such an
terrible
unfortunate
last
name.
name. Terrible last name.
Well, no, okay. Let's not just draw the line at his last name. His name is Grady Dick. His parents should be like his.
That's
God,
rough. That's a rough name to
yeah,
go through life.
yeah. That's another story, right? Like you know your last name's Dick. There's not really anything you can do about it. And you name your kid Grady.
Yeah, I mean, the only other
Just like
last name the only other first name that'd be worse is Hard or Small.
those aren't even names.
I know, but I'm just saying those are literally the only worst first names you could have gone with.
Like they set this kid up for bullying, and they're lucky he's like a 4 or 5 star basketball recruit because it would have been way like 1,000 times worse if he wasn't an
Yeah,
athlete
yeah.
and
Shout out to
a
him. But
good one.
he's a great player. But yeah, I turn on a KU game, and yet I'm always drawn to him, and I feel like the game is his fault, even though it's not his fault. They just put him on camera all the time. But what's going on with that KU team, bro? They have not been able to put anyone away in a while. I mean, they're number 9 in the rankings, and I mean, I feel like they're about to drop out, or not drop out, but I mean, at least out of the top 10.
How they? I mean, yeah, they've lost 3 games in a row, but they've only lost 4 games all season. So they hit a little bit of a rough patch. But they played I mean, those 3 losses are to at Kansas State, who's ranked 5 right now as of recording. Home against TCU, who's ranked 14, and then at Baylor, who's ranked 17. That's like that's a fucking gauntlet that they've gone through. Speaking of, they beat Iowa State by 2 at home the game before that. An Iowa State team who's also like borderline top 10 right now. So you play 4 top 20 teams in a row, you're probably not winning all of those. And granted, they probably should have not dropped 3 in a row, but
No, can't be
I
dropping
don't
3 in a
think
row.
I don't think anybody's worried about Kansas. It's very, very obvious that the Big 12 is the strongest and deepest, even though there's only 10 teams, conference in college basketball. There's only one team that's truly not competing, and that's Texas Tech. But, I mean, they could send 8 out of the 10 teams to the tournament.
No, easily.
Probably not, but my guess is 6 or 7 out of the 10 teams in the Big 12 are going to the not to the Pac-12, to the March Madness tournament. And that percentage-wise, those are great numbers. And they could send as many as 8 teams, I think, to the March Madness tournament. This conference is deep. They're tough. Yeah. Unlike unlike the conference of the team that's sitting at number 1 right now.
What the hell's going on there? What the
let's just get the elephant out of the room.
There?
Purdue, unranked to start the season, only have 1 loss.
Can you explain what's going on in that conference to me, Noah? Because I've been watching, the games I want to watch, the lines I like, the game, you know what I mean? But I haven't had time to really sit down and dissect it the way you have. What's going on in that conference right now, and why is Purdue playing so
well? They are getting accurately ranked for the first time ever, and I think it might even be an overreaction. I think they might be like getting shit on in the rankings a little bit too much, but you know how it's been, AJ. We fill out brackets in March. We do all that. There's usually a lot of Big Ten teams in there.
Yes, a lot of Big Ten. Too many Big Ten teams.
And if you go back the last 5, 6, 7 years, a lot of those Big Ten teams lose in the first or second round.
You know what? You're absolutely right. I have had my bracket demolished by the Big Ten before.
And I think this might be a slight overreaction, but after 2 or 3 years in a row of saying the Big Ten is the best conference in college basketball and then only having 1 team even make it to the second weekend, I think maybe the voters have learned the whole justification every year has been, oh, well, they just beat up on each other so much. So that's why these 6, 7 lost teams are still like 1, 2, 3 seeds. No.
They're just maybe not good.
And I can't believe Purdue's still ranked number 1. Given the fact that there's not a single Big Ten team other than Purdue that's in the top 25 rankings. Like, feels like a Gonzaga type of thing, and yet we're still giving the benefit of the doubt to Purdue because they're in a major conference. But, there's better conferences. And honestly, the crazy thing at this point is, like, you look at, like, the Mountain West or, or even the West Coast Conference. Like, they've got more competitors than Purdue's playing. And we'll see. Maybe we'll see something different, but I expect nothing different this year. I think the Big Ten just falls way fucking short in the tournament when they get there. I don't know. But on from Purdue, the team that's right on their ass here, Alabama.
I mean, they played well last year, so it's not surprising that they're playing well this year.
They have been... they've been like a 2-3 seed for like 2-3 years straight.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. Just saying again. They were bad for so many years.
I'm not saying for you, AJ. I'm just saying, like, for all our listeners, like, Alabama's got a legit basketball program right now.
Unfortunately, yeah, they do.
And a legit football program, which, God, I mean, like,
it's not fair, damn it.
Can you be bad in at least one of them?
Please, just one. That's all we're asking. All we're asking. Just one sport, Alabama. Can you give it to someone else? Do you know what I saw the other day? No, I saw a disgusting map, and it was the last 5 national championships have been won in this circle, and it was just like a circle of the South. And I'm like, God damn, like, fuck.
Yeah. Anyways, I think Alabama's the best team in the country.
Wow.
From, being 2/3 through the season, I think Bama's the most impressive team out of any of them. I don't I mean, I don't understand how Purdue's ranked number 1 right now. They should be top 5 or 6. Don't get me wrong. They should be top 5 or 6. I'm not saying Purdue's a shitty team. But consistently beating conference opponents by 2, 3, 4 points who are unranked. I'm sorry, that doesn't scream national championship to me. That doesn't scream deep tournament run. You're banking everything you have on this 7'4", 7'5" giant who's playing like great ball, but you've got no team around him. They're gonna get exposed in the tournament. Mark my words. I'm not worried about that. And then you move on from unless you got anything else about Alabama, AJ.
I got nothing else about Alabama right now.
Houston, who's been
they're playing good ball.
They've been 1, they've been 2, they've been whatever. They're starting to show some weaknesses, and I don't know what your opinion is on that, AJ, but I ain't buying it for shit. I'm scared of this team, and
I think
the worst part about it is I know Arizona's going to get somehow matched against them at some point in the tournament, and I don't want that.
Yeah, and like the Pac-12 matchup is one thing, but Houston, they do this every year, I feel, Noah. They have a really strong opening, and then, we get later in the season. Maybe the conditioning's not there. Maybe they have a weakness in this defense or whatever, and, they identify the shooters on the team, and I think Houston's going to continue to be a disappointment, especially when we get into the tournament when it matters.
I think they're the new Gonzaga.
That's perfect for them, honestly.
That's my hot take.
I love that. I love that.
Well, they're joining the Big 12 next year, so you can't really call them a Gonzaga anymore. But sitting as they are right now, they are this year's Gonzaga because Gonzaga is dog shit. We'll get to that in a little bit. They're going to finish the year really good. They're going to get probably not a 1 seed unless they completely win out, but they'll probably get a 2 seed. Anyways, we're only going to go one by one through the next 1 or 2 here. AJ, Tennessee at 4.
Love it there.
You love it there? You love it there with the team that beat them, our alma mater, sitting at 6.
Let me tell you something. I understand. We'll get to Arizona in a moment, okay? But I understand why they got them there at 6. I think Tennessee, how they're playing right now, they're just playing better ball. I think overall, when I watch Tennessee, I see a more complete team than when I watch Arizona.
3 losses?
Yep. We got
3 losses.
We got
right.
3.
But there's plenty of teams with 1 or 2 losses who are not up there.
It's because they suck, Noah. Don't make me try to defend that. I mean, come on. We're comparing then Power 5s to mid-majors and the Tennessee schedule to fucking middle Southwest Tennessee.
I'm just saying they lost to an unranked Kentucky team. They lost to us, which is obviously no shame. And then they lost to an unranked Colorado. So
remind me, Oregon and Washington State were ranked when we lost to them?
No, we have three losses to unranked teams. They have 2, but we won head to head. So why are they ranked higher than us?
Because we still have 3 losses to unranked teams, Noah, and that's more than 2 last time I checked.
Yeah, they're all quad 1 or quad 2, same as Tennessee. We've got more. We've got more wins over better teams than they do, though. That's I should have came out with that before.
That I would agree with you. If we're gonna compare losses straight up, I mean, you can't really. I think you lose that one. But you want to talk about strength of schedule and everything, then fine. Yeah, Arizona should be up there, but it's the SEC. It's Tennessee. I'm used to seeing, if they have a shiny SEC thing to throw up there in the top 5, they're gonna throw it up there. I mean, and I think Tennessee's kind of their last
usually
Hail Mary.
For basketball, though.
Yeah, but Tennessee's been pretty solid the last 2-3 years, and so they think they might be able to make a deep run. Tennessee at number 4 is a much better talking point than Pac-12 Arizona at number 4.
True.
Now, I will
Maybe,
say,
but
I do hate that Tennessee is ranked above a 17-2 K-State. And I can't believe I'm defending the Wildcats here. But I do think K-State should be ahead of Tennessee here. K-State has been playing out of their fucking minds like this season.
Our Wildcats in arms, baby.
Honestly, I mean, shit, dude. But they've been playing great basketball. I do think they should be ranked better than Tennessee. And I don't get that one there, especially since more games have been played. But that's a whole other conversation, I guess.
Currently up 2 points early in the second half against number 12 Iowa State at Iowa State. So something to keep an eye on. Obviously, this won't be posted until after the game's over, but that's where we're at right now. I think K-State, holy fuck, we don't hardly ever see that big of a jump in the rankings in 1 week this late in the season. That was wild.
Yeah.
But the fact that it took K-State this long to get respect when they've been playing this well all season, and
it was the win over KU. That's what put them over the top, I think, in the eyes of the AP and the coaches.
Yeah, I mean, K-State's legit, Iowa State's legit, Kansas is legit, Baylor's legit, Texas is legit. I mean, fuck this. As we said, this Big 12 conference.
Wait, can we talk about
shit.
Texas?
Yeah, we'll get there.
Because okay. Because
unless you got something you need.
No,
like
because
pressing, we got to jump straight into it.
No. I just want to remind someone else besides me that we need to talk about Texas. I guess I could have written that down, but that could have meant anything. But no, can we for once can we talk about our alma mater since they're actually good at something?
Yeah, they were. They are next on the list at number 6 here.
Hell yeah, they are, and we're not going play by play, but. Hey, the Wildcats, they're balling, bro. Let me tell you. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand we've taken some rough losses and everything, especially to the unranked teams. But overall, I like what this team's doing. We're older. Ballo, in my opinion, and please tell me if I'm just losing my mind and he was this good last year, but I feel like Ballo's playing better this year than I feel like there's that big step of improvement that we needed to see from him, and we've seen that from him. Kerr is just, he's fucking unbelievable at what he does with a basketball. A little bit of a homer, but I love this basketball team, Noah, and I really think the Cats can do something this year. I do have a future out on them to win the whole thing, and I'm still confident in that, even though they're sitting there at 6.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be fine. We're a dangerous team. Worst case scenario, I think we get a 3 or 4 seed, but we should be a 1 or a 2 seed in this, like in the March Madness tournament. Pac-12's not super strong. Hopefully we're over our dropping games to inferior opponents phase, but little scary, something that sticks in the back of your mind. That's happened 3 times now that we've lost to shittier opponents.
Very bad opponents. It took me back to 3 years ago in March Madness when we were out in the first round to like a fucking...
Against Buffalo.
Yeah, against fucking Buffalo.
It was more than 3 years, but yeah, I knew exactly what you were talking about, which game. So long as we're over that and we don't let that continue, I'm good. So... AJ, I think we're gonna go in like little blocks here for the rest of this, if that works.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I mean, 7 through 10, you got Virginia, UCLA, Kansas, and Texas. UCLA being anywhere near a top whatever just pisses me off, especially because that floppy-haired fuck is still playing. I mean, he's not going to make it in the league, so I mean, play out your time in college and get that NIL deal, but I'm tired of watching him on my screen, Noah. He just kind of pisses me off. But I like the way UCLA is playing. They're playing decent ball.
Yeah, I mean, it helps when most of your team's seniors every year.
True,
But
that does help a lot.
Yeah, UCLA And that's a conversation for a completely different day, because I could go very deep into the fact that I feel like they don't really recruit people to turn them into NBA talent anymore, which was interesting. But Virginia above them that we grazed over there.
Yeah, my bad. Virginia is playing very well. I don't really have a lot. I mean, I've watched a couple games, and every time I watch them, I'm like, yeah, that is a very good basketball team.
Yeah, and we got so used to having Virginia at top for so long, and then they've had a couple down years, and it feels like we've kind of forgotten about them. But they're a little bit different now. I don't know. We'll see. The ACC's kind of a fucking cupcake, so I'm not. I'm not that I'm not going to give any ACC team credit, but I'm a little hesitant because what the fuck's going on with the ACC? I don't know. Well, isn't this supposed to be one of the most dominant conferences in basketball?
Right.
Yeah, not looking good. UCLA, I think, a very good team. They're old, they've got experience. They're going to be good. KU, I'm not too worried. They're sitting at 9 after losing 2 games in a row. They're going to drop another probably 2 spots like we did after losing a third in a row to a ranked Baylor team. I'm not too worried about Kansas. They're still a threat when the March Madness tournament and the Big 12 tournament comes around. Texas at 10. There's just that dark storm cloud surrounding the Texas program. I don't know. They're still very, very, very talented at basketball, which is showing, which is why they're hanging around. But I don't foresee any deep run for them this year because there's just too many dark clouds surrounding that program.
Yeah, there is too much shit going on there behind the scenes. I mean, they fire the coach out of nowhere, and
not out of nowhere.
I mean, not out of nowhere, but I mean that went from suspension to firing
not out of
really
nowhere.
fucking fast.
Well, rightfully so.
The police didn't even come out with their investigation. They're not even done with that. You're telling me a school works faster than a police department? Let me tell you, hey, I'm not agreeing with him. I am talking strictly like timeline and everything.
I think if you're around somebody long enough and you work with them long enough, you can make your own judgment on whether something seems right or wrong. Like, not right or wrong, but whether or not something
fair enough
may or may not have happened
for 3 months. So,
anyways, that's not what we're about on this show. We're not getting into that. 11 through
talented Texas team, very talented Texas team. I do think once March rolls around, the boys will be able to kind of focus on that, and then they'll be dangerous. And I think it might be underdog dangerous going into March, which would be a lot of fun for bettors. But it would be fun to do a March Madness stream too, Noah. That was fun last year. 11 through 15, you got TCU, Iowa State, Xavier, Gonzaga, and Auburn, War Eagle, or whatever the fuck they are.
Yeah, you got it. War Damn Eagle.
War Damn Eagle. But they're not Eagles. They're Tigers.
Tigers.
I hate Auburn.
AJ, you're catching on. You're catching on.
Oh, after doing the show for 2 years, I'm glad it's finally starting to kick in, Noah. I mean, Gonzaga, they're going to disappoint us like usual. Xavier, shout out to Sean Miller, not only for defeating the NCAA allegations, but also turning around that team. They're looking pretty solid. Iowa State, Noah, you're all about them. Why are you all about Iowa State?
Solid fucking team. I mean, you're talking about a team that made not the Elite Eight, Sweet 16 last year. Lost in a tight one to Miami, who was a 10 seed, while Iowa State was the 11 seed. So Iowa State very, very narrowly made the Elite Eight last year. And they've just gotten better over the offseason. So I'm big on Iowa State. I like TCU a lot.
I like them a lot.
I thought they were going to be, obviously Arizona played them last year. They were the 8th seed. They gave us a hell of a fucking game. They brought a lot of people back. They're good. They're good. Xavier with Sean Miller. Fuck Sean Miller. I'm different from you, AJ. I say fuck Sean Miller. He's a piece of shit.
He didn't do anything. It was his assistant coach. He had no idea, Noah.
Yeah, who he threw under the bus and is, had to do prison time for it. Yeah, Sean Miller, fuck him. He's an absolute all-time piece of shit. And his year off from basketball, apparently, he figured out kind of how to coach. He always knew how to recruit.
Always knew how to recruit. That's for damn sure.
Always a tremendous recruiter. Didn't know how to coach, and in his year off, I guess he's found out how to coach a little bit. If you can't tell by that, I am cheering as hard as I can against Xavier.
No shit.
Any given time, unless they're playing ASU. That would be my one stipulation. Gonzaga's absolute dog shit. They don't deserve to be ranked. Like they're sitting at 14. I don't even know that they should be in the top 25 right now. They lost to Loyola Marymount. And then they went down to the wire with a Pepperdine team who's under 500.
Right. I forgot about that.
This Gonzaga team is
they're bad.
They're
very bad at basketball.
They're bad. And here's the funny thing is this committee is somehow going to give them a 6 or a 7 seed.
Somehow. They're going to figure out a way, Noah, I promise you.
They'll be in the tournament field regardless. They lose 4 more games, they're still going to end up with like a 10 or an 11 seed. Somehow, some way, when their conference has been traditionally a 1 or 2 bid conference every single year, and they'll make an exception for Gonzaga because it's Gonzaga, but they're bad. They're bad. Don't worry about it. Pick against them in the first round of the tournament. You'll thank me later.
I'm good with that one, Noah.
They're not good. They're not good. They're not good.
What do you think of Auburn?
Doesn't matter.
Quick take on Auburn.
They're one of those teams that could upset like a top 5 team, right?
Yeah.
But I do think they're a little overranked at 15. I think they should be right in the 20 to 25 range. I don't know. I don't think they're that good. Like, they're a decent program, but they're not that good. That's my view on Auburn.
Fair enough. 16 through 20, we got Marquette, Baylor, Charleston, UConn, and Miami. The U. Shout out to Marquette for making it here. I have not watched a single dribble of a ball from Marquette. I gotta be honest here, Noah. I've watched literally every other team except them.
Big East is going to be an interesting conference. They're going to be a 4 or 5 bid conference, AJ. You better start watching some Big East.
Okay, I'll start doing film study. Really, that many?
They're going to be a 4 or 5, maybe even a 6-team conference. You better start watching some Big East.
All right, I will.
Better than the Big Ten.
Yeah, way better than the Big fucking 10. But all right, what about Baylor? No, I mean Baylor obviously doing very well last year. Well, they did pretty good last year.
The last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
This has been a disappointment for him so far, but I think they're starting to figure themselves out.
Yeah, they're figuring it out. And we'll see. I think especially around tournament time, they'll start to turn it around.
Not to bring up the Big 12 again, but every team in the Big 12 is going to be dangerous come tournament time. Every team that makes it in.
Fair enough.
Because if Baylor's in it like a 6 seed, you don't want to fucking play Baylor as a 6 seed.
No, you don't want to do that.
I'm just saying, like, Watch out.
Watch out indeed. Uh, Charleston, 21-1. Up here at 18, Noah. Let's go. Let's go. UConn, anything about them?
Oh, are we not talking about Charleston?
Oh, what do you got to say about Charleston? I just thought you'd just hype on them.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, like, especially because I've watched, not going to lie, I've only watched 2 or 3 games from Charleston, but they're going to be one of those small conference schools. Tough part is if they lose 1 or 2 more, completely just like jacks them back into a 14 seed. But right now, even though they're ranked 18th in the country in the AP polls, they're still probably looking at like a 6 or a 7 seed.
Easily. But hey, welcome to the dance.
But I know I texted you earlier in the year, AJ, and I said if Charleston goes, 32-1, 33-1, whatever it is, I think they're right in there at a 4 or a 5 seed.
Yeah.
Which makes things interesting, right? Because they probably get a matchup against a 13 or a 12 or a 13.
Yeah.
Which is always a tough one, but they win that one. They play a 4 or 5 or a 12 and a 13, whoever wins. And they make it a matchup against a number 1 seed, which could be interesting. So we're just going to follow that one.
We will.
I'm not going to jump to any conclusions about Charleston, but they're a good team. Like I said, I've watched 2 or 3 games. They look good. They play good. They should sweep this conference.
I hope they do. That would be nice. I would love to see Charleston do well. UConn and Miami, Noah, what do you got to say about them?
Yeah, UConn, bye-bye. Who cares? You're not good.
No, not good at all. 16-5, chilling at 19.
Which is crazy because they were ranked as high as 2 this year. But, like, fuck off, UConn. You're not good.
Miami there at 20?
And I do want to say I was not on that, like, fuck off, UConn. You're not good while they were good. But the second conference play started, they started losing, like, just dropping games left and right. Whatever. Bye-bye. Miami, completely different story. I think Miami's got a lot of potential.
Yeah.
They
got some balls.
Especially because I really, really love Isaiah Wong. I think this Miami team's got some, again, another team who brought back at least 3 or 4 players from last year, and they made a decent run last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
see what they can do.
Don't sleep on Miami. They just won by like 20 points tonight, so
fair enough.
They're doing things.
They're doing stuff. Doing things. 21-25. No, you got Florida Atlantic, St. Mary's, Providence, Clemson, and New Mexico down there at 25. What do you got to say?
Not gonna lie, I have not watched a single FAU game this season, so I don't know what to think about them.
I'm with you there.
St. Mary's, ridiculous that they're ranked at 22.
Yeah,
and some other team that we may have mentioned before, in their conference is ranked at 14. When depending on whether or not you follow and look at all these bigger names who have these metric sites, right? Like Ken Palm, Evan Maikawa, some of the other ones. St. Mary's seems to be routinely ranked in the top 6 to 10 in most of these sites. Yet our AP poll still has them at 22.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
That's a little bit of a brain buster for me. I think St. Mary's might very well be like a top 10 team in the country. And it'll be fun because they play Gonzaga twice coming up the rest of the season. And
Oh, hell yeah.
if they beat Gonzaga twice,
Ooh, they're up
they
there.
gotta get a 3 or 4 seed in the tournament.
Have to at that point.
Well, maybe even a 1. I mean, no, never
They
mind.
can't get a 1.
They've lost 4 games.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Huh.
Yeah. FAU. I mean, power to you. I'm not gonna lie, haven't watched a single game, but we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. Anything about Clemson and New Mexico?
Clemson, first place in the ACC, but the ACC fucking sucks. So I don't fucking care about the ACC because they're not good. Same thing as the Big Ten. Yeah, I mean, New Mexico, they're having a great season, but
that's going to be a run that is short-lived, I believe.
They're not even going to win their conference, and they're not going anywhere tournament time. So
it doesn't really matter. But New Mexico, enjoy the ride while you're in the top 25 while you can. Honest to God. Enjoy it while you can, but let the big boys do what we're going to do. Shout out U of A basketball. Noah, I'm getting hungry. You got anything else to say about college basketball top 25 before we sign off?
Other than I've already said, I don't know. All I know is Big 12's the best fucking conference in basketball right now. SEC's probably number 2. And I can't even say that the Pac-12 is number 3 because there's probably 1 or 2 mid-majors that are better than the Pac-12 right now. So fuck me, right?
I'm with you on that. All I have to say is bear down, go Cats, figure your shit out. And I think they will. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the show down below. Become one of the 223 D-Gens already there. If you haven't already checked it out, we got our conference championship picks out now. We'll have more college basketball coming your way every week. Every week, Noah. I love talking college ball with you. You know everything. It's amazing. Oh, I did something by accident. We're going to fix that real quick. There we go. And then, hey, if you want to follow us on the socials, go ahead and hit that link tree down below. With that being said, I'm the Brofect1 AJ. That's the Money Train Noah. And we'll see you next time on Degenerate Takes.